Hey, how's it going, everybody? And today I'm going to teach you my 5 important tips on how to do well in ranked. I know everybody wants that sweet, sweet masters. It feels like a lot of people are in master rank right now, if you're following FGC stuff. But in reality, it's very, very small amount of people in master still. Like probably about like 1% of the game. You forget this game a lot. Millions of people play this game already. And, if you're just watching FCC stuff, it feels like everybody's in Masters, but that's not true. A very small portion of the game is in Masters, myself included. I have Master rank with Guile and Ken right now, and I have a couple characters in Diamond I'm working on. But I'm going to give you my 5 tips on how to get Master rank, or how to just improve in ranked in general. So, if you're brand spanking new to the game, you might be introduced to this screen right here. The selecting your fighting game experience, right? So in my opinion, regardless of what kind of skill set you are, I would select advanced, because you select rookie or beginner thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get easier opponents and I'll be able to do well in my placements, right? You're better off starting in advanced because it's gonna put you immediately against like gold and plat players. So if you get smoked, you get smoked. But if you win like maybe 2 or 3 sets against like gold or plat players, you'll probably end up in that rank. The highest rank you could place in is Diamond 1. So if you start off in Plat, it's already a huge head start. Just because when you're in lower ranks, just grinding up from like Bronze to Silver to Gold to Plat, it takes a while, right? Even if you're winning a lot, it is quite a grind. So I would suggest starting off a little bit higher. And then if you lose, you lose. You end up where you're at. But you never know. You might be pretty decent at probably pretty decent at Street Fighter 6. So I would definitely choose advanced regardless of what skill level you are. And the game will do its best to kind of put you where you need to be, depending on if you win or not, of course. The other big thing is your placements, right? So before you get into placements, especially if you're playing a character that you want to get to Masters with or get a high rank possible, I would suggest very heavily making sure you're at least pretty decent with the character before you do placements. Only because, like I mentioned, if you end up really, really low on your placements, it's going to mean extra time grinding it up. And if you want to skip that whole step, definitely go into training mode. Maybe play some custom rooms with your friend. Maybe play some casual matches before you hop into your placements. Because your placements do matter a lot. So definitely, you have 10 matches to play in placements. So definitely have a decent knowledge of your character before you just hop in. Especially if it's a character that you are going to play seriously, you want to get to a high rank with. The third thing is, when you're playing matches, you have to remember character power matters, right? But the more important thing in a ranked setting, where you can't really counterplay, you don't know what character you're going to play until you get into the loading screen, is that certain characters are just going to be inherently better at ranked because of their skill set, right? So characters like Luke, let me pull up training just so I can have the characters in front of me. So depending on the character you have, obviously it's going to determine some certain things. So characters like Luke, characters like Ken, like Cammy, like DJ, these characters are very well rounded, and in a ranked setting where you don't know what character you're gonna fight, the characters that are very well rounded are just gonna be inherently better in a ranked setting. Doesn't mean you can't play characters that are also very strong. Like Blanca's pretty good right now. He just won a major technically. Guile's still very, very strong, obviously. Chun-Li's very, very strong. JP, but you have to remember, depending on the character you pick, some matchups could be very hard for you. You might, Street Fighter is a game of matchups, so certain characters are going to be very difficult to fight depending on the character you have. Versus when you play a character like Luke, Luke kind of handles the cast pretty well, like overall. Same thing with like DJ and Cammy. Those characters just kind of, they can fight any character. So remember that. Just so don't feel discouraged if you're playing characters like Marissa. Play who you want, of course, right? Play whoever you like. You can get master rank with any character in the game, no matter what. I've seen every character in the game have a master rank on them, right? So play who you like, but just remember, some matchups are going to be very difficult, And in a ranked setting, you can't switch. Like, oh, he's playing this character, let me play this character. It doesn't work like that in this game, unfortunately. So keep that in mind. Another big thing is when you're in ranked, and it is important to take breaks, especially if you're losing to very, simple things, right? So, for example, when I was playing Gao, or when I do play Gao, there's one thing that was bothering me, and it was Honda's butt slam at a certain angle. The main answer against it is to do flash kick, but there was a specific angle he does where I could do flash kick and he ends up behind me or in front of me. So I've decided to go into training mode after losing to Honda and then figuring out what to do against that and then hopping back in. So especially after a rank match is over, there is an option in the rank setting or in the end screen setting that you can fight the character that your opponent selected. So definitely take the time. If you get really beat badly in a set, definitely take that selection. Go back. You're gonna go back into training mode. Turn off the ranked queue for like a minute or two. Figure out how to beat that move and then go right back into it. Right. Especially if you do this for every time you lose really badly, you'll eventually build a lot of knowledge like accumulated over time, and eventually you'll do you'll learn the matchups like that, and it'll make you a better player overall, and especially in ranked. Especially when people you might get cheesed out, especially if you're in the lower ranks like bronze and silver and gold. So you want to be able to know how to fight as many moves as possible, especially if you're getting beaten up badly. Because if you don't find an answer to it, then someone else is going to do it to you. You're going to lose more points, etc., etc. So the final point I want to make is the rank system in this game is very, very forgiving. So in the rank system overall, I don't know how it works in lower ranks. I think you do gain a lot of points, but keep in mind in ranked you can only lose a max of 40 points. No matter what rank you are, no matter what happens, you can only lose 40, right? And you can win 50 no matter what. No matter what the rank is, you can win 50 and more. So if you beat people who are way higher ranked than you, you're gonna get a lot of points, like 150. I've won up to like 250 points in a single match, right? So the rank system is working in your favor always. So even if you're like trading off wins, like you win a set 2-1, you lose a set 2-1, you're still gaining more points in the end, because the most you can lose is 40, and the minimum you can win is 50. So keep that in mind next time you're playing ranked. You feel like you're discouraged, you're losing a lot, you're still probably gaining points. Even if it's a little at a time, you're still gaining some stuff. The rank system is pretty forgiving like that, versus other games where it's kind of the reverse, where you win a little bit of points and you lose a lot of points. So this game does a very good job in making sure you stay motivated and you slowly climb up the ranks, regardless if you're losing or not, right? So unless you're losing a lot, then you'll lose points like that. But if you're winning here and you're losing here, most of the time you're going to be up in points. But that's it for me. Those are my 5 tips for you guys for ranked, and I hope you all get to masters, and I wish you the best.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。